Christopher Nolan has made cinematic history yet again by creating the most disliked movie trailer on YouTube, dethroning Snow White, which actually has a lot in common with the Odyssey, if you think about it. Both movies are based on historic texts that center around a beautiful white princess that was so stunning that people would fight for her. And they've both been vandalized and desecrated with casting decisions that boggle the mind. This is not the face that launched 1,000 ships. No one would cross an ocean for this. No one would even cross the street for this. The face that launched 1,000 ships. The 1,000 ships. Okay, well, sometimes the memes get it right, and this is realistic, actually. And that's why I think people feel so betrayed by the Odyssey. And betrayed to the point of making this the most disliked trailer in the history of YouTube. 90% dislikes, 620,000 dislikes, 69,000 likes. That's a 90% ratio. Whoa. What is that? Well, it's the feeling of betrayal from an audience that expected more from Christopher Nolan, who's one of the best directors working, one of the few directors that can fill a theater just with his name alone. And that's because we trust Christopher Nolan. He's the man who thought, what if I made a grounded and realistic, gritty Batman and set him in the real world with real world implications and rules? And that worked. And Batman's much less historic text than Homer, and so everybody expected big things. But what we ended up getting is not realism, but the suspension of all belief and the sacrifice of one of the most historic texts on the altar of wokeness and diversity hires. And those diversity hires are now doing the worst thing the hire can do, which is opening their yappers and attacking the source material.
I'd be like, so Homer, how do you feel about the screen time given to these women, considering how little you spent with them?
Oh, you got Homer. Oh, you did it. Homer's been dead for 3,000 years, changed the course of Western civilization, created the hero's journey, the hero's arc, is taught in every single school for hundreds of years, thousands of years, and is a literary icon, the literary icon, but not good enough for Lupita Nyong'o, who was race swapped into the role of Helen of Detroit. And this, of course, reminds me of something with a race swapped dumb actress criticizing the beloved source material.
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, enough, ladies and gentlemen. Enough. It's going to bomb. It's going to be a nightmare. She criticizes Homer for not giving female characters enough attention. I'm sorry. So, Homer, how do you feel about screen time given to these women? She says. She accuses him of misogyny. The ability to ask Homer a single question proceeds to lecture. The memes, the stereotypes. She argues that he didn't give female characters enough attention in his books. So you criticize him. Neurotics pointing out that she received a Master's of Fine Arts degree from Yale School of Drama. So they're sending their best, truly. Either die a hero or live long enough to see Homer get canceled. Let me tell you why there weren't a lot of female warriors in Homer's time or in any time, including today. That's because scientifically, based on raw data and reality, men are created different than women. We have different chromosomes. We have different physical abilities. Not all men or all women. There are short and weak men. There are very strong women. But on average, men are much stronger, larger, faster than women. They have more bone density and muscle density. They can gain muscle faster. And so that's why men tend to be warriors. Here's Elliot Page standing next to a male security guard, for instance. This is at the Odyssey's screening event. You might notice the difference just ever so slightly. Certainly the internet did. Ellen Page, brown suit, next to the security guard. Oh, all right. That's supposed to be that's supposed to be a Greek warrior. Ellen Page is supposed to be a Greek warrior, by the way. This is Ellen Page on stage with the cast of the Odyssey. How the F are we supposed to get past the casting of Ellen Page as a male Greek soldier and Helen of Troy as an African? You know, if you actually read the Odyssey, then you'll note that Ethiopians exist in the tale. Odysseus has black friends and colleagues and warriors that he fights with and alongside, and knows they are from Ethiopia. There are kings and queens there. And that's historically accurate, by the way. And so much like with the new Harry Potter, you don't have to make Snape black. There are black characters in Harry Potter. That's the way they were written. And that's what people know to be real and grounded, and to, at the very least, respect the source material. So they're going out of their way to offend you. That's fun. Okay. Exclusive image of Elliot Page at the premiere of the Odyssey. Elliot Page at the Odyssey world premiere. Experience it. Locked comments. Look at this. This is from the official Odyssey movie. The official Odyssey movie keeps locking the comments on all of their posts promoting the Odyssey. Well, that's strange. Why would you do that? Wouldn't you want the conversation? Why did you turn off the comments? Replies disabled. If every post you make requires you to turn the comments off, you're probably losing the PR battle. Of course, the comments are off. They closed the comments down. Oh, no. Oh, no. Utterly woke Odyssey actress ridiculed as she smugly poses idiotic question to Homer. That's right. Okay. Yeah, not good. This is the worst round of press that I've seen since Snow White. Lupita Nyong'o. What does she have to say now?
The iconic character I played is Helen of Troy, and she's known for her beauty.
Yeah.
But my big question is, who's the woman behind the beauty? You know, because when that's all you're known for, that must be burdensome.
Yeah.
What is this hairstyle? Is this like Alien? Is that coming back? What is this hairstyle exactly? Alien, right? I guess you could say Coneheads. 800 years before Christ, Homer wasn't woke enough. That's right. That's all you're known for. All you're known for is your beauty. That must be frustrating for her. Yeah. I've got other things than just my beauty.
Many other things
going on than just my beauty, right?
She's spoken like Alien. Like illegal Alien. Her disrespect and insult towards history and culture has reached new levels of hatred. Yet we Greeks are called racist for hating them because they disrespect us. You have no idea how racist we're going to be from now on. Uh-oh. So not having the intended effect here. She probably thinks Homer refers to Homer Simpson. Ridiculing Homer, great strategy to sell the Odyssey. Homer would ask why Helen of Troy is a sub-Saharan African or an Ethiopian, and that these are characters that exist in the Odyssey. I mean, if he was being polite, he'd say, why did you miscast here? There are black characters in the Odyssey. We remember Homer 3,000 years after he wrote the Odyssey, and we'll remember him 1,000 years from now. We'll forget Lupita Nyong'o next week. That's right. Lack of screen time. Lack of screen time.
Y'all said you don't do that no more, but I gotta get my nails done.
Okay.
Nothing.
The memes, at least, have been great. They've been good enough. And now they're locking the comments. Look at this. The Odyssey cast joins Christopher Nolan. They have locked down the comments. What a mess. What a nightmare. What a nightmare for everyone. Apparently, the casting was made by Christopher Nolan's woke, libtard wife. Not good. So apparently, a couple of comments got through. Look at that. Oh, they're allowing the stand. They're allowing the simps to make comments. Got it. Why'd you turn the comments off? They turned off the comments if you're wondering how the PR campaign is going. Come see our movie, turns comments off. Imagine your movie is so bad that you have to turn off the comments for your marketing. No Greek actors, cultural appropriation, total disgrace. Helen of Detroit. She didn't do a remake, actually. Who wouldn't watch that? What a mess. What a mess. Betrayal. That is where the rage and the fury comes from in all of this. Betrayal. Will you be watching the Odyssey? Let me know in the comment section. We'll be following the memes, at least. I'm not going that way. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe.